She was a good girl. Everybody who knew her knew that about her. She was also beautiful. But like often happens to girls who are good and beautiful, people missed that there was something more to her. Which is why when Annabelle insisted that she would go with her father to the castle, everyone was amazed. Annabelle's father was a merchant, and she and her siblings had never even imagined what it might be like to want for anything, until the day came that all of her father's ships were lost at sea, and they discovered that they would have to sell almost everything to pay his debts. They moved to the countryside and began to learn the work of farming. Until the day more news came, this time that one of their father's ships had limped into port, carrying cargo. Their father left quickly for town, clutching a list of items that his children had made for him, items that they wanted from town. Only Annabelle had been slow to add anything to the list, eventually saying, "Well, all I really want is just a rose, like the ones that used to grow in our garden." The work in town took longer than Annabelle's father had anticipated, and there was a chill in the air when he set off to go toward home. He hoped that he'd make it before the snow began to fall, but the blizzard came quickly, and he prayed that there would be a place that he could stop at. Then in front of him were two gorgeous golden gates. He was certain they had not been there before, but as he approached them, they opened, almost of their own accord. He rode through, and the winds stopped, and the air drew clear, and there was a stable for the horse, and he walked up to the most beautiful castle he'd ever seen, with great oak doors that also opened as he approached. "Hello? Hello?" No one answered his calls. To his right there was a room with a roaring fireplace and a meal set for a single person. He warmed himself by the fire, and when he'd waited more than an hour, he sat down to eat and then fell asleep on the sofa. When he awoke in the morning, there was bright sunlight coming through the window, and breakfast had been laid. He ate and walked out the door, his belly full, and then he noticed the roses to his left. He'd almost forgotten the rose for Annabelle, and surely his host, who had been so hospitable, wouldn't mind him taking just one. It was then that he knew he was not alone. "What are you doing?" He turned around and saw a horrible beast with fangs of teeth and fingernails that were like claws, and "I'm so sorry, I was just taking a rose for my daughter. I thought you wouldn't mind because of your hospitality. She's such a good girl, and she asked for so little." And "You have a daughter?" "Yes, she's such a good girl, and your life is forfeit to me because of your thievery, but I will allow you to return home and set your affairs in order. You must return here in 2 weeks. But if your daughter will come back with you, then she may take your place. Remember, 2 weeks, now go!" The merchant didn't need to be told twice. He ran to the horse and jumped on and hurried home as fast as he could go. When he got there, he told his children the story, and his other children began to weep as he handed Annabelle the single rose. She could tell that he blamed her for what had happened, and she made her choice. "I'll go,"